How's it going, everybody? This is Brian for Pop Culture Crossing, and today we are talking about Howard Hawks' 1940 His Girl Friday. This movie is an adaptation of the play called The Front Page by Ben Hecht and Charles MacArthur, and this movie is presented in the vein of a classic screwball romantic comedy. Such an element is suitably complemented by the actors' strong performances throughout the movie. And if you're looking for a classic-styled comedy that it's infused with romantic tension, then look no further than His Girl Friday. The story of this movie centers around Hildy Johnson, a top-notch reporter who has decided to retire from the business, and as she is set to get married to a wealthy life insurance man, Bruce Baldwin. Now, Johnson's former editor is also her ex-husband, and his name is Walter Burns. When Johnson informs him of her career change plans, as well as the fact that the next day she's going to get married to Baldwin, this kind of throws Burns for a loop, and kind of understandably so. The situation is complicated when it becomes very clear that Burns still has feelings for Johnson, and the narrative aspects of this really create an environment that's conducive for screwball-type comedy. His Girl Friday's pacing is well done. The film takes place all within a 24-hour time period, so this tight time frame really lets the pacing develop quite nicely and be contained and fast-moving all at the same time. Numerous inflicitous events befall the characters, keeping the developments exciting, and audiences never really know quite what to expect next. And as the movie progresses, one unforeseen event happens after another. Viewers may pull back and ask themselves, what else can happen, but there's probably another few things that still have to happen. Similar to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles and other similar type of comedies. However, this may be a bit much for some, but it does really play an important part in the film's personality and whimsy. Love, tension, comicality, corruption, sabotage, and satire really make up His Girl Friday's tone. However, these elements are all closely linked to the narrative itself. The diversity of these tonal elements makes for a film that appeals to a wide audience, and this is really nice. The actors and their respective characters are also really vital and central to augmenting these tonal features of the movie and making them the tangible pieces of the film that they are in the end. Cary Grant's Walter Burns, an unethical newspaper reporter, is well performed by Grant. Burns's brash and brazen behavior is balanced by the fact that he hasn't been able to get over his divorce from Johnson. And obviously, he still likes her, and that's the main motivation for Burns. However, I would say his secondary motivation is the fact that he, quite bluntly, doesn't want to lose his ace reporter. So these elements really help inform Burns as a character, and Grant's performance helps bring these elements to life. Rosalind Russell's Hildy Johnson is pretty much the standout character of the movie. Russell's portrayal of Johnson's tenacity and the fact that she stands up for herself and doesn't tolerate other people's nonsense, especially when it comes to Burns, is terrific to watch. Also, Johnson's desire to retire from her journalism career and settle down with Baldwin and start a family is a commendable aspect, and Russell's acting makes Hildy Johnson a great character to watch. Additionally, the rapid dialogue delivery given by Russell, Grant, and the supporting cast result in a quite entertaining film, and the fast-paced delivery really exacerbates the tension and captures the breakneck speed at which the journalists do their jobs. Ralph Bellamy's Bruce Baldwin provides a nice balance. On one hand, you have Johnson, who has a history with Burns and knows his wily schemes. On the other hand, Burns is very manipulative and pragmatic and often opposes Johnson. So this allows Baldwin to carve out his own niche, and Baldwin's traits, he has traits of being nice and very trusting, and as a result, kind of naive and gullible. This really makes him susceptible to manipulation, and he gets exploited by Burns. So when Baldwin runs into problems that are caused by this, the audience cannot help but feel sympathetic for him just because of his innocent demeanor. Also, it just becomes a little bit kind of crazy where it's like, all right, dude, if something out of the ordinary seems to be happening with you, don't play into it, run the other way, essentially. But this empathy that the audience has for Baldwin just wouldn't be possible without Bellamy's strong and nuanced performance. It's also nice and fun to hear the actual name Ralph Bellamy mentioned by one of the characters, and this is evidence of the level of comical awareness in the film's writing itself. In short, the movie has great character archetypes and developments. His Girl Friday's cinematography is great. The jump cuts from character to character in frenzied scenes where numerous characters are talking on the phones is great and very well done. Not only does it capture the stress and comedy of these sequences, but it neatly fits into the film's overarching disposition in revolving around characters in the media and journalism. Other shots are wonderfully composed and add to the overall strong and great quality of the film. The production design is very strong, from the various sets outfitted with crazy props to the wardrobe. His Girl Friday is very aesthetically pleasing, and a roll-top desk is also used to great narrative and comedic effect in the third act. Howard Hawks does a respectable job in his direction of His Girl Friday. The way in which he brings the silver screen adaptation of the play The Front Page to life is great. He's able to get very strong and nuanced and deep character performances from his cast, and from all aspects of the cast, the principals as well as the supporting characters as well. And his management of the production and cinematography are also great. Hawks' communication of the diverse tonal elements and how they all tie into the main story itself, which highlights corruption and unethical behavior, is well done. Though there are some aspects, and really it's pretty unrealistic, but it's comical and entertaining nevertheless. Overall, His Girl Friday is an entertaining film that functions as a satire of the media and politicians, specifically their deceitful and immoral stereotypes. There are definitely some laugh-out-loud moments, but I was hoping that there would be some more throughout the film. Nevertheless, the character nuances and the complexity of the story and its unpredictability are all impressively mixed together with the performances to create a strong film in the end. All of this reflects well on director Howard Hawks, too. So that's my review of His Girl Friday. Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below or on our social media channels. Don't forget to check our full detailed written review at popculturecrossing.com. And I also want to remind you that all of our content is available in audio and podcast forms on iTunes and Google Play. So if you would subscribe and give us positive reviews there, we appreciate that for sure. And what is your favorite Screwball comedy? Be sure to let me know in the comments below or on our social media channels, and I look forward to hearing your picks there. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.